Yo, what it is, what it did, and what it do. It is G1 to the rescue, representing the three most important letters in sports entertainment digital media on the Southwest MMP Mania podcast. Y'all already know me. Man, this is the first edition of MMP Presents the After Party, where we do I do a post pay-per-view show. My boy T-Call, y'all know him from the podcast, and also one of my partners in music. He was actually here, was supposed to be joining me for this. He ended up having to leave due to some travel conditions. But like a good baby face character, I got allies everywhere. So without any further ado, my man who decided to come in and chop it up with me about this crazy pay-per-view that we seen is an accomplished battle rapper out of my hometown of Chicago. One of my good friends, my homie Eric Triplet, aka A.O.K.O. What up, sir?
Man, what's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing out there? It's your boy A.O.K.O, aka Mr. God Bless the Dead. Shout out to Chi-Town. Shout out Detroit. What's good? How you doing, bro?
Chi-Town, what up, man? I'm good, man. Indeed, shout out to Chi-Town. I would say I don't say that enough, but I'm sure my podcast comrades would disagree.
Man, you gotta shout out the hometown.
It's I'm East Side crazy forever, and they know that. So, man, but listen, man, I'm good. I'm holding it together. Everything is everything. Things are really starting to look up. How about yourself, man? You know what I'm saying? You out there battling, motherfucker? You killing people on the lyrical side? Man, killing niggas on that lyrical shit, mayonnaise colored beans.
I put lyrical whips. Hey,
y'all know what it
is. Yeah, I've been doing this for a little while now. Just had a recent battle. Second Valentine's Day Massacre 3 just went down. Shout out Alpha League. Shout out my management, HYC, Happy Yellow Chick. If you get the chance, go to happyyellowchick.com. You know what I'm saying? She got some dope merchandise on there. Big facts. Check that out. Trio, my last battle. So y'all looking for somebody, you know what I'm saying? I don't charge much, but I will leave a body. Y'all know what it is.
Woo! Okay. Hey, y'all heard him. Hey, book that man if you want some quality comp. I'm gonna tell you right now, he's a problem.
They don't come to play.
He is a problem, man. But no, man, thank you for joining me. Not only is he an accomplished battle rapper, but he is also, a fellow ghetto nerd with nigga tendencies like myself. We indulge in the greatest of everything, and obviously one of those things which brought us here today is wrestling. So WWE Elimination Chamber PPV 2021 just went off live on the WWE Network, which from what I understand will be the very last WWE Network pay-per-view, because all network content will be ported over to the NBC Peacock streaming service after tonight. We'll get overall thoughts, and then we'll go into individual matches. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw it to my guest. Man, what did you think of the pay-per-view overall, man?
Overall, I definitely would give it like a 7 out of 10.
Okay, that's not bad for WWE recently.
Yeah, for right now, no, they've done a lot worse. a lot worse as far as pay-per-views are concerned.
No, man. Overall, I don't have too many complaints, and then we ended up having like a crazy surprise ending. So I think before the whole thing with Bobby Lashley and The Miz, I think if I was only just expecting the Miz to come out there, with nobody else, I would have gave it probably like a 6-7 out of 10. I think with Miz, I guess, going backstage and talking to MVP about that whole vibe, and then Bobby Lashley coming out there and doing the dirty work. At that point, I had to give it an 8 because I was like, ooh. And me and my podcast crew were just saying how, like, for the Hurt Business and for the climate and wrestling right now, Bobby Lashley is almost the Black Brock Lesnar.
Yeah,
and he's getting there. You know what I'm saying?
He's definitely getting up to that stature.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. No, he's he's been doing this thing. The whole Hurt business as a unit has just really been thriving, and it's just this is now like, you know, the third most important black faction, you know, in wrestling. You know, there's the Nation of Domination, which, I mean, you could argue because Owen Hart was in it, technically, you know, wasn't a completely black faction, but come on now. So Nation of Domination, then my homies in the New Day, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to E. Kofi and Austin. And then you know, now with the Hurt business, man, and I just don't see it stopping. It's like, for every generation, you just have to have like a dope black faction. You can't go without it.
Skip a generation.
I want to see more. You know what I'm saying? But you know, wishful thinking, of course. We'll go into thoughts on some individual matches. I pull up the card. Where can the people find you on social media? We'll tell them again later on, but
you can find me everywhere. A.O.K.O. GBTDB. Everywhere.
Ooh, okay. Real lettery.
Yeah, real lettery.
Like
easy to remember.
It's like a gang. You know what I'm saying?
Man.
That's what's up. Gotta have that. Hey, man, like I said, follow him, book him. He annihilate niggas on the mic. He's something else. So let's get into some individual matches, man. One of the first things we seen on the pre-show, of course, was a fatal four-way match between John Morrison, Elias, Mustafa Ali, and Ricochet. Of course, the winner basically got to be in the WWE US Triple Threat, and we know how that ended with John Morrison. How did you feel about that? Not bad for a pre-show match, right?
Yeah, that for a pre-show match, that was crazy.
But I feel like there have been so many pre-show matches that should have actually been on the card, and that might have been one of them.
That one might have, possibly should have been on the main card. I don't know though. I guess because the other people weren't, because from I didn't personally see the pre-card match, matches, but from the names on there, I don't know if they're pushing anybody, you know what I'm saying, to main or mid card status aside from Morrison.
Yeah, we were pretty much saying the same thing. That's for sure. And you know, of course, Mustafa Ali has solidified himself as a leader with the whole, you know,
push him of all people.
Definitely, man. He's definitely one of them dudes for sure. But yeah, man, solid match. Ended with John Morrison in a great finish, and then he got to be involved in that triple threat for the U.S. title, which we'll talk about it in a little bit. Then, of course, things got kicked off with the SmackDown Elimination Chamber match. That was Daniel Bryan, Jey Uso, Kevin Owens, King Corbin, Sami Zayn, and Cesaro. You know, of course, winner got a match for the Universal title later on that night against the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns. And yeah, man, Daniel Bryan actually ended up being the one to beat the odds and face his adversity, as he always tends to do from time to time. Thoughts on that match, man?
I think the match itself was amazing. It definitely, to be, lived up to the hype. My horse didn't win, but it's okay. I'm a Randy Orton fan. I'm a huge Randy Orton fan. So when he got eliminated, I was pissed. But right, exactly. Got to do it.
You know, he had to end it with a few RKOs. He wasn't leaving without cutting somebody.
He had to. But man, that match was crazy.
Hell yeah.
Definitely had his moments and his spots.
Solid match. Yeah, I mean, spot fest galore. I knew it was gonna be crazy. You know, Jey Uso really showing some aggression. You know what I'm saying?
That side of him. We have not seen that side of him. Man.
Ooh, them super kicks when he had my man hemmed up in the pod
in the door. And he couldn't move. Oh my man.
Yeah, man. You know, that little heel dynamic with him and Roman is doing something to do. in the absence of his brother, he has become the star of the show. Like, man, I don't know what the climate is going to be like, you know, if Jonathan, aka Jimmy, if he ever come back, I don't know what that situation gonna look like. I don't know if you know, if he's gonna have like two guys, you know, in the corner, which obviously would make sense.
Yeah, it would make sense. I don't know how that's gonna work. The thing I always wanted to see with them, I always wanted to see Roman Reigns heel. That was perfect. It was perfect.
I think
and he's playing it to the hilt.
Man, he's doing a hell of a job. I think everybody was waiting on a quality heel turn, not just so much for the sake of him turning heel, but just because if you watched him in them early Shield days, he was already this like menacing figure. You would just expect him to be like dominant, not really giving a fuck about anybody type of vibe. Like you would really expect it to be that. And now he's showing you what it really is. And you know, he's getting a little more loose on the mic. He's not so uptight anymore. And he's, you know, he's really breaking out of, I guess, whatever shell he was in for a minute, and it's working for him. You know, I feel like this time around he's really got to be himself. So that part of it is really solid. Yeah, man. No, so that's definitely a solid match. Also, so of course, once the match was over, Daniel Bryan still beat the fuck up and everything like that. You know, Reigns comes out there right on time. You know what I'm saying? Does what he has to do, and it looked like for about 2 seconds that Daniel Bryan had him. Looked like he had his number. Burst the spear into a yes lock and what was probably one of the coolest reversals I've seen. Quick too.
And it was so fast.
Man, wasn't it though?
Like man.
Oh my God, dude. Like I could not have seen that coming. Like I knew it was gonna be a squash match, but I didn't know they was gonna set it up to where they was gonna have you on the edge of your seat with Daniel Bryan practically almost winning. Like that was really dope.
Yeah, definitely.
You know, and then of course, certain someone had to get some payback from SmackDown.
Of course,
one of Edge's more aggressive spears. He put some stank on that one, definitely.
Yeah,
that was pretty not bad for a 45-year-old man. Huh?
Man, the spear versus the spear at Mania.
Oh, he made his decision and he made it in a great way. So man, that's message received, I'm sure.
Loud and clear.
Absolutely. So we'll be seeing a lot more of them in the coming weeks. Remember, ladies and gentlemen, WrestleMania will be a 2-night event just like last year. However, it will not be live on the WWE Network, as all WWE Network content is being ported over to the NBC Peacock application. So that is where WrestleMania and all subsequent pay-per-views will take place. For more information on that, go download the Peacock app, check that out, and read your news and Google, all that good stuff. Anywho, then we got into this was a match. Matt Riddle versus Bobby Lashley, and of course our winner from earlier, John Morrison. Triple threat match for the United States Championship. Bobby Lashley, a very dominant champion, doing what he had to do in mid-match. But God, an outcome that none of us could have called. Although, you called it.
You called it. I said,
okay.
Because my girl calls him Sunshine from remember the Titans?
Yes, sir.
Get that image out of my head. But yes, sir. He's gonna win that title. I didn't know how because I didn't see him physically beating Lashley, but they made it make sense, and it was perfect.
It was a great win. Worked out well. Shout out to Matt Riddle, the new United States champion. Such a dope conquering way. You always want, every once in a while, you definitely want to see the underdog get it cracking.
Yeah,
nobody could have called
that United States belt.
Nobody understands. Nobody understands. I'm like, dude, that's the hardest upgrade to the U.S. title I've seen since we were on the Ice Wave for a minute and John Cena upgrade like that. That man, I just said tonight the US belt reminds me so much of the WCW title that ended up becoming the original world heavyweight title.
Yeah,
it gives me that vibe a little bit,
yeah.
maybe a little bit smaller, but shape wise and everything, it gives me that vibe. So when you seen somebody like a Bobby Lashley, for example, holding that boy, it looked like, ooh, like that's the belt that you want, like for sure.
Facts. It brought validity back to it.
I need a replica. You own any replica belts?
Nope, not yet.
Man, I need a replica belt. Oh man,
I want the United States belt, and I want.
I was just about to say, what Rocky belt?
The Rock's belt with the bull on the front with the ruby eyes. You haven't seen it yet?
Oh no, I have not seen that.
Oh man,
give me a.
I'm about to send it to you.
Man, please do. Design wise, I would say, man, if I want a replica of any title right now, not to go off tangent of the company that we were talking about, but I definitely want the AEW belt, because that's one of the most beautiful looking wrestling belts I've seen
that belt is
in a long time. That belt is beautiful.
Beautiful.
So I definitely want the AEW belt. I want the US title. I love the NXT North American Championship. That's a beautiful belt.
Yes.
Man, that's a beautiful belt. I wouldn't mind having the NXT Championship. I like the current one, but I miss the Big X. I don't know. It was something about the big fat X.
It was the brand behind it. It was literally the brand.
It was so that belt was a vibe, man. Like, damn, like, ooh, that shit looked hard. Well, it
was like so much. You remember the $1 Million Man's belt?
Yes.
It was like that. Nobody else had that belt, but somebody from the NXT. It wouldn't look right on anybody else.
Exactly.
Yeah, that kind of vibe.
That made sense for sure. So yeah, man, Matt Riddle beat the odds. He's the United States champion. That's going to be some interesting fallout coming up on the next weekly show. Then we had Nia Jax, and hopefully her repaired whole, and Shayna Baszler taking on Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair, who I affectionately call, who me and T. Call affectionately called bossist before WWE tweeted that. We tweeted that probably like a minute ago, a minute before them. So yeah, man. Like yeah, it would if they were tag name. They the bosses. That's how it works. Yeah, man.
They definitely had a dope match.
A very dope match. And post Elimination Chamber, I want everybody to go check out the Broken Skull sessions with Stone Cold and Sasha Banks. I seen a little bit of it before I went live, and very dope conversation. Those conversations are candid, so if you want to keep it kayfabe, it's not the show for you. This is for the real enthusiasts,
real people. Yeah, that absolutely have a passion for it.
He was talking to Mercedes. He wasn't talking to Sasha Banks.
Exactly.
But yeah, very, very dope interview. I recommend everybody go check that out. And then yeah, man, and Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler ended up retaining the belts, which obviously we kind of called that. We knew that was going to happen, mainly because we want a program with Sasha and Bianca.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
I mean, would you not like to see, the two baddest in the WWE do their damn thing?
Yeah, it's about time. It's about time, because they done built them up so much.
Yeah,
finally, they done built them up so much. Although I will say, I am a fan of Shayna Baszler. That's a bad bitch.
Shayna Baszler's dope.
She is dope.
She's dope. She's short as hell, bro. I had the pleasure of meeting her at the WrestleMania 35 after party.
Yeah,
in 2019. Yeah. We were there. Me and the gang. We flew out to New York. We were out there that whole weekend. And Yeah. Oh man, I got stories, bro. Many of which I couldn't even tell you on the stream, but yeah,
man,
I
that's
definitely
dope though. You got to meet, man.
yeah. Oh, I got to meet some great people. I had like a 30-minute conversation with Bret Hart. That was really dope. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's about
Hitman
two
was.
people. Two people. If I ever met Sting, I'll probably pass out. And if I ever met what is her name? I used to love her. Lita. Them
Oh,
two
I mean,
people.
yeah,
If
yeah,
I ever met
man.
them two people, you have to pour water on me.
Listen, Bret Hart was really dope.
Yeah.
Had a brief moment with Braun Strowman.
Yeah.
Me and him had a
Is he
talk.
really
Yeah,
that big?
Braun Strowman big as fuck, dude.
He
He's
big
big as hell. I don't even, bro.
he
Listen,
looked big. Like,
I hate to be on hood shit, but on Vice, he big as fuck. That
bro,
don't
okay.
make no damn
Okay.
sense.
Oh, you for real then.
like he big as hell.
Because you know how some people look big on TV, but then when you meet him, you're like,
bro.
man, no, you're like,
like
no, he big for real.
Nah, he big for real. I'm gonna tell you somebody else who's like tall as shit. And I didn't even realize what 6'5", 250 looked like until I'm looking up here at your boy. You
Randy
feel
Orton.
me? Man, listen.
Randy Orton is huge.
round table discussion. We're on the dance floor. I so happened to walk into a round table discussion. It was Randy Orton, it was Kim Orton, and man, I had the pleasure of shaking his hand before he unfortunately died. The person who we got to know later is Brody Lee, and earlier is Brody Lee. John Huber, who obviously at the time was Luke Harper. But yeah, it was all three. It was all three of them. First of all, and let me just say this, and anybody who listens to Matt Mania, I've mentioned this before. So Orton's like up here, right? So Orton looks like a fucking NBA player. And then, yeah, he looks like a starting point guard for like the Bulls or some shit or the Suns. And then you have, his beautiful queen, the beautiful Miss Kim Orton. Kim is probably about right here.
Bruh.
Kim is tiny and short. Kim, so the whole time I'm just looking like,
man.
Yeah, she ain't going nowhere. Okay, so
nope. Not at all.
That's got to be a fun house.
Anyway. Right? Pun definitely intended.
Exactly. Pun intended, and with all due that's crazy. Wow. Yeah. But yeah, it's seriously that crazy. That's how big Orton is, like towering he is compared to. I'm like, damn, I didn't realize he was that tall.
Like, yeah, I knew Orton was tall, but you don't know how tall 6'5" is until you standing in front
until you see 6'5", right? I'm not used to being around 6'5" niggas. So right. You know what I'm saying? I'm only like 6'0", 6'1" myself, and everybody thinks I'm the tallest person in the world. I'm like, no, the entire fuck I'm not. Have you seen the average 15-year-old in 2021? Big ass gargantuan McDonald's fueled ass kids, man.
Uncalled for. Uncalled for.
Shit, man. Nah, these dudes. So I'm like, please don't call me tall, because that's almost an insult. I wish I was a little bit taller. I wish I was.
That's my thing.
That's how I really feel.
Trying to tell you.
Absolutely, man. So yeah. So anyway, we got off into that tangent, but that's a whole nother story. Let's get into Nia Jax's hole. No, I'm just kidding.
Bro, apparently something already did. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So, the edge of the ring.
Man, I don't even, man, listen.
I'll tell you, I'll tell you a fun story about Nia Jax, because me and the crew met her too. I'll tell you a fun story about her off broadcast, off the grid. But anyway, then we got into the Raw Elimination Chamber. Of course, Drew McIntyre, AJ Styles were almost at ringside. Jeff Hardy, Randy Orton, Sheamus, and Kofi Kingston. First of all, I'm an AJ Styles stan, right? I've been an AJ Styles fan since the like a lot of people don't know. Like I came by the time I was really paying attention to WCW, it was much later. So I'll say like that era between like 2000 and that, like I say, like in the 99 and 2000, between that and 2002, that was my favorite era of WCW. So around this time, the cruiserweight, tag team belts were around, and there were two guys by the name of Air Raid. It was Air Paris and Air Styles. I go back with AJ that far,
man.
And then obviously, on forward to his success in what's now known as Impact Wrestling at the time, NWA TNA and later TNA. Solid dude. He went over to Japan, did his thing, became leader of the Bullet Club for a while, brought that back to America. Man, it's just like he's just, and then he just comes to WWE, and just wherever he can get in and work, he works.
And he's a superstar, but he's like a superstar though.
Yes, the whole bit. First of all, I love the dynamic with him and Omos. When Omos took the motherfucking plexiglass shit
out of the chamber, what?
So he can get around before the door closed and go ahead and slide it. I'm like, that's some Jericho shit right there. I'm like, that's ghost shit, man.
Facts.
Like quality heel fun shit. Like that's what's up, man. Give me your thoughts.
Who they're building him up for though? Who they're building almost up for? They got to be building him up for something.
I hope so.
Showing all that power just for him to stand there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I really hope so, man. Give me your thoughts on the Elimination Chamber overall. Favorite spots? Anything.
I would definitely say Kofi off the chamber. The little cubicle thing.
Okay.
Kofi
yes.
Was crazy.
Yes.
K.O. and Jey Uso. That's
earlier.
That was brutal.
Man. That was lit. That was super lit. Somebody made a joke, and I was looking on Twitter. Somebody made a joke and said, "I know Cesaro ain't out there wearing the Amazon leggings."
Bruh.
And now I can't. I can't unsee the shit.
You can't. And I really wanted Cesaro to go far. I'm glad they made him look strong because I'm a Cesaro fan. I like Cesaro, so I'm glad they made him look strong. But man, that Raw Elimination Chamber. Oh my goodness,
man.
Oh my goodness. Jeff Hardy put in a valiant effort.
Yeah,
I did not know it was going to end the way it ended. I'm not talking about the pay-per-view, but I mean the actual. I personally did not think Drew was going to retain. I didn't.
Man, I truthfully did not think so.
There was too many variables in there.
And there was something that one of the commentators pointed out at the end of the match. Everybody in that match has had the belt at some point.
Facts.
Drew McIntyre, of course, won the match. He survived 5 former champions: AJ, Jeff Hardy, Orton, Sheamus, and Kofi Kingston. Great lineup. They did their thing with that.
Man, that was It definitely lived up to what it was supposed to be.
Absolutely. And then, just as we were in celebration, Drew had an unfortunate visit from Bobby Lashley, who, of course, had just lost his belt. So he wasn't in the greatest of moods, but he had got called for a job by MVP in lieu of our Money in the Bank winner, The Miz. So then Miz comes in, seeking his opportunity. Go ahead and do what he got to do, skull crushing finale. The Miz is now the WWE champion. This completely changes the entire landscape of what we thought WrestleMania was going to be.
Changes everything.
Everything, dude. And shout out to Miz, because damn, like, he will always find a way to stay in the picture. Just when you think he's, he right back to mid-card, dude, he gonna find a way to get himself right back into the main event picture. He's very fun to watch, so you really always appreciate that about dude.
Yeah, Miz is great on the mic. He's great in ring. Him and I don't know if people remember that, but him and Morrison were a tag team before. Now,
yes,
they were a tag team a while back.
Yes.
Before Morrison got what's his face that broke his face. You remember what I'm talking about, right? They did the ladder.
Oh no, of course I remember. Listen, yeah, absolutely.
Oh my goodness, I can't think of his name right now. But man, I love Morrison and the Miz together. Them two, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Be jealous,
man. Correct.
Nah, man, this definitely changes everything. So I look forward to Monday Night Raw tomorrow to see like what the fallout is going to be from that, and I definitely look forward to SmackDown to seeing what the fallout is going to be from that. Also, if I'm not mistaken, I think this week on NXT, I believe Baszler and Nia is supposed to be going up against Dakota Kai and Raquel on NXT.
Huh.
I believe that's supposed to be happening this week. I'll confirm that and post it for you guys. But yeah, man, solid pay-per-view up and down. You know, he gives it a 7 out of 10. I give it an 8 out of 10. There were just some great twists and turns and some really cool unexpected happenings, and just overall some really solid matches. No sleeping moments within that. You know, you gave us just enough. There was only, outside of the pre-show, there was only 6 matches in that whole pay-per-view.
Yeah, it wasn't bloated.
You know, it wasn't. It was great. You got us in, you got us out by about 8 p.m. My local time here. So that shit was cool. And you know, I'm fat, I'm full. I didn't have pizza, beer, weed, finna smoke some more of that.
Man, I'm gonna get in here and start either hop on 2K or play or memorize some lyrics. It's one of the two.
For sure. Yeah, I'm probably gonna I may end up hopping back on the stream again. I might make some beats or something.
Definitely.
Yep. I'm always creating and whatnot. So we'll have to get together on that, man. I know you be battling cats, but I love to hear you on some fire.
On the actual track, yeah, I definitely be down to work.
Yes, sir. So we'll definitely get into that, man. Well, look, this was the very first edition of Matt Mania Podcast presents the After Party with G1 to the Rescue. Shout out to my homie A.O.K.O. Based in Detroit now, but originally from my hometown, Chicago. My brother, I greatly appreciate you hopping on. I know you would, you know what I'm saying, at rest with your lady, so I didn't mean to disturb you, but really dope that you hopped on and talk shit with me for a minute, man.
Oh yeah, definitely appreciate you. You know, anytime you need me, I'm here. You know what I'm saying? Holla at your boy, Mr. God Bless the Dead.
Yes, sir. And also, please, no matter what you do, make sure you continue to support really battle rap as a whole right now. You know, we're in a pandemic, so everybody's not really able to be in events and stuff like that. So it's a lot of like close quarters, everybody kind of, doing their best to keep their mask on and try not to have so many people in a circle. Like niggas ain't bringing their whole entourage just to rap battles.
We can't now.
So, whatever platform you can use to to watch and in the stream, some of these battles, especially those are with Happy Yellow Chick, productions and A.O.K.O productions, man. Please support them. I cannot stress that enough, because one of the biggest industries that has suffered in this whole pandemic is anything in the arts, anything that requires a crowd. So anything that requires a crowd, be extra supportive of that. So I truthfully can't stress that enough, because I have many friends that are in the arts, along with myself. So it's just, I don't know, it's really special to me. But anyway, so off to the weed, but continue to support the brand. Y'all know where we at, because y'all are watching us on everything: YouTube, Facebook, Matt Mania podcast on everything. Shout out to my Periscope family on Twitter. Shout out to my Twitter family on Periscope, however you want to word that. And shout out to my Twitch family as well, all Matt Mania fans and G1ToTheRescue fans. Greatly appreciate you. We'll do this more often, mainly on the larger, more important pay-per-views. We'll do an after party stream, and we'll start doing some of the NXT takeovers and some of the AEW stuff as well. So again, A.O., greatly appreciate you. And to everybody watching the stream, y'all know me. I'm at G1ToTheRescue on every major form of social media. And as we like to say on Matt Mania Podcast, no matter what you do, please keep your shoulders off the mat, and we'll holler at you later. Ooh.